Alright there guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today, as you can clearly read from the title, we're doing another Real Talk video, but we're doing it on the main channel rather than the second channel. The reason for this is because, as I mentioned on Twitter, I asked you guys, because this is going to be the most serious episode of the series so far, should it be on the second channel like all the rest of the episodes, or because it's a much more serious episode, should I have it on the main channel so more people can see it? And the response I got was, do it on the main channel, so that's what we're doing. Today's episode, I'm going to talk about losing a pet. On Monday, my dog, you may have seen pictures of her on my Instagram, she's the small one. Unfortunately, on Monday, she was put down. And she is now dead, and has been for the last 4 days. It really does suck to lose a pet. We'd had her for 4.5 years, or going on just about 4.5 years, nearly. And she seemed completely fine for these 4.5 years. There was nothing really wrong with her ever. We didn't have many big problems with her. But around about last Wednesday, I only noticed this on the last Thursday, but last Wednesday, she didn't exactly pretty much act as she did normally. What happened was, she started being a lot more quiet. She started not jumping up at people as much. She didn't eat her food as fast as she usually does. And all of these things factored into her having pretty severe illness. I think it was called severe pancreatitis. That's what I think it was called. And basically, it meant she struggled to walk. She'd no longer eat food. And if she saw me or any of my family, she'd get incredibly hyper. Which was never actually a good thing at that time. And we were told at the vet when we went on Thursday that they were going to give her the medication to try and help her. But the bit of a problem with that is the vets probably knew on Friday night that she was going to die. But they didn't tell us until Monday morning. This Monday morning that we've just had. And that means they kept her in pain, suffering, for all of Saturday, pretty much all of Sunday, and the rest of Monday until she was put down and died. But the vets have kind of conned us a little bit, because the vets knew she was going to die, yet they still want a quick cash grab off us. And we're struggling to afford that. Of course, we would if it was. I'm not going to say how much it was. We're going to leave that private, but it was a lot more than it should have been. Now, if she lived, if we could save her and help her recover from her illness, okay, sure. We're not thrilled about paying a large amount of money, but if it's going to keep her alive and she's going to recover and go back to normal, sure, why not? Why not just give her? Why not just pay the money to the vets and then help and then save her? But no. We still paid the money, and we essentially paid them to make her suffer. Of course, I want to know, to you guys, do you guys have any experience like this? Have you lost a pet before? Some of you probably will have. this is just my first ever experience losing a pet. And we didn't, what shocked me and my parents the most was, it's, well, we didn't expect her to be the first to die. We actually expected my other dog to die first, the big one, who, if he's also on some of my photos on Instagram if you want to go check those out. Because we've had him for 8 and 3/4 years. At the end of December this year, we will have had him 9 years, which is the longest I've ever had a dog. And we thought he was going to be the first to die and she was going to live a lot longer, but out of absolutely nowhere, she goes from being incredibly hyper and never leaving us alone the previous 2 weeks to barely moving at all, not eating, and absolutely nothing. And it involved her death. It was a really sad event. I didn't talk about it, I didn't mention it in any of the previous videos I've done this week because I was saving. I didn't want to bring down the mood of any of those previous videos by talking about this when this subject is not really relevant to those videos. It's relevant here for this video. And it just really sucks to have a pet you've been taken care of for nearly half a day. It's pretty much nearly half a decade really. Around about 5 months or so. Hang on. September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April. Okay, fine. 7 months away from half a decade of having this dog, and we've nearly had him 1 decade. Yeah, and the vets screwed us over massively. We're not happy about it. If they knew she was going to die on Saturday night, they should have put her down on Saturday night, not having her suffer anymore. But no, they knew on Friday night, really, that she was going to die. But they had her all of Saturday and all of Sunday, and it did absolutely nothing to help her. And as a result, she dies on the Monday. That's all I've got for today's video. It really is a horrible event. But I felt like I should talk about this, as I don't hide anything from you guys. I always make sure to tell you exactly what's going on. Of course, I always let you know on Twitter before if I'm going to talk about this. Of course, on Twitter I didn't mention exactly what I was going to be talking about because I wanted to save the actual subject for the video itself. So if you guys have enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe if you're new to the channel, follow me on my social medias, and if you guys have had any experience like this, tell me about it. Tell me about what happened, what animal you had, if you were conned by the vets, if you took them to the vets or anything like that. But until next time guys, catch you later.